howdy. Let's talk about why you're not progressing. There's some things you're probably doing that are halting your progression or just hindering you from doing your best. I've listed the most common things people do that halt their progression, but as a note, this isn't on how to necessarily fix them, just to help you identify that you have an issue. Another thing before we start, and I can't stress this enough, everyone's different, you progress at different rates, and you've got your own play styles. So comparing yourself to somebody else and seeing your progression behind or ahead of somebody isn't completely fair. You don't know their play style, and plus everyone plays different. So with that out of the way, let's get going. I've layered them into 3 types. So starting off with the first is playing mods. Now, mods are touchy as most people have a differing opinion on when you can use them, with most people just saying use them when you want, which I disagree with. You shouldn't really touch them until you have a strong grasp of the game, so about when you're 20k or so. Now, DT is kind of the exception to this because lower tier DT is easier and is nothing compared to higher tier such as 6 stars and up. So there are many profiles and players and examples out there of people who waste their time on HR and HD back in their 6-digit and upper 5-digit days, and they have solid 6 months, 7 months, sometimes years of just no progression because they can't read sub AR 9.8, and you know, that's kind of essential when you're stuck in 5 stars and all maps are about 9.5 for the AR and like 5 stars. That's just generally, it's on average about AR 9.4 to 9.6. So just just stay away from HR. You're not there yet, just chill. Also, you relax players, I didn't forget about you. So everybody can aim relax, and you're not doing anything other than making you not have your aim and tapping coordination, so it's hurting you. So if you're playing with mods, you really shouldn't be at your level. You should probably just wait it out a little bit and wait till you get to be a better player before you really touch it. The second one is playstyle. Now this one's tricky as you really can't get everyone in on this one. However, generally there are things that people do wrong or they just create habits that are in need of change. The first one is simply just copying top players' playstyles when it just isn't working for you. Not every playstyle fits everyone, so experimenting is a good thing, but sticking to a playstyle that isn't helping you or just simply doesn't work isn't helping you progress. Also, doing retarded things such as 2 or 3 key spacing for tapping won't help either. There's no point using pinky and thumb tapping. If you're one of those stupid hipster mouse players that you only use mouse just to say you use mouse and you can't aim or control your mouse, well, you should probably invest in a tablet as you're just hurting yourself in the long run, and come on, is it really fun stressing yourself over something like that? Anyway, the next one is membrane keyboards. This one goes without saying, but there are some membrane fucking hipsters out there. There's always those fucking, just so annoying, the hipsters. Anyway, you should save up to just get yourself a mechanical keyboard. Like with membrane, when you tap, you have to let the key come all the way back up, rather than, you know, with Mac you can just keep tapping and actuating. You don't have to let it come all the way up after bottoming out. But in all seriousness, membrane is just a horrible choice. Alright, so the last one is changing tablet area or changing mouse DPI a lot. I'm super guilty of changing my tablet area, as I changed like 6 or 7 times within November, and I learned the hard way about changing areas too fast. Just find an area that you're comfortable with, that you can make squares very easily with, and then just play for it for a while. You'll eventually get used to it, and you'll thank yourself for not changing so much. It's just good. Just stick with one area. The area that you are most comfortable holding your pen in is the best. Even if it's harder to aim at first, you'll soon realize that being more comfortable is way better than just pure outspeed. Don't play with a millimeter Peter area. This is not good. Alright, and the final one is consistency. How much are you playing? Are you practicing the correct way? You know, because, you know, if you're putting a lot of time into the game playing HR and HD, you're kind of hurting your progression, and you're just going to make things worse for you in the long run. OS requires a lot of time to be good at, and without time and practice, you're just going to get worse. And the same can be said, because there's a contradiction here. If you put a lot of time playing with bad habits, they will hold you back and just negate all the time you've spent playing. I'll have a video out soon on newly improved tips, as that last video needs some work, but stay tuned if you want to see it. In the meantime, I still agree with most of the things I said in the original one, so if you haven't seen it, check it out on screen now. I will elaborate a little bit further on the newer one. So this is kind of a part 1 of about 4 video series that I'm going to be doing. So let me know, are you guilty of one of these? Did I miss one? Let me know below, and yeah, thanks for watching.